sports. My question is the business of sport racist when it comes to minorities in decision-making positions?
Is it racist?
Well, when it comes to minorities in decision-making decisions.
I would hope not as a rule. I would hope that as a rule it's not racist. I think you have a variety of different types of personalities involved in sports, and there are many instances in which it might seem as though a decision is based on race. More often than not, it's probably based on familiarity and friendship than race, which is a sign of favoritism, I guess, in one form or another.
You're not suggesting that blacks and other minorities are sufficiently represented in management roles in professional sports, or are you?
Am I suggesting that they are represented, or we are represented?
Sufficiently represented, yeah.
Well, I would have to think if you consider the amount of time that sports has been around, and if you think in numbers in terms of proportion to the population, you know, if 30% of the population is black and then 30% of the athletes in the sport or black athletes in the sport are black, then does that mean that there's equal representation? No, it really doesn't. I think you know, competence, ability, experience, so many of the things that go into making a sports person on a management level or on a skill level and a performance level are individual situations that have to be addressed that way. You can't clump, you know, society all together and say, well, we need 10% of this, 20% of this, and 30% of this. Should there be more blacks in higher positions? I would have to say yes. I think that, you know, there's no point of settling. I don't think that, you know, that's just my personal feeling about it. I would have to say that you try to get as many good, qualified people who have the experience into the positions as you possibly can, and you know, no number is going to be enough, because there's always going to be those who feel that more should be involved.
Julius, one quick question. Bill Bradley, who presented you with the American flag today, wrote a book describing the torment of retirement for a professional athlete. I wonder, how will you cope with the loss of the constant adulation and the ego gratification that is so fundamental to being a star in professional sports?
Well, I think I don't think the coping begins once you leave. I think the coping really should begin with the realization that you are in a temporary profession and one day you must leave.
So you've been preparing for it all along, you're saying?
Oh, no doubt about it. If basketball hasn't been my whole life for the last 8 years, whereas maybe the first 8 years it was my whole life. And if basketball was all I had right now and I was walking away from it, then it certainly would be a traumatic change and would be very difficult to cope with, but it's not the only thing that I have.
Julius, congratulations on a great day for you and for Philadelphia, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thanks a lot, Jim.
Nice to see you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was over. Everybody there, no matter what their role, said, hey, this was some kind of fun, Jim. He's given us so many magic moments over the years. Today he gave us so many more. And always Doc did it with class, distinction, and humanity. Once again, that was the case today, and we really shouldn't just cherish memories. We should look forward, because Julius Erving has so much to offer this city and country in the future. We'll continue to be dazzled by him. After already doing so much both on and off the court, Julius, what are your plans post-basketball?
There will be a spiritual umbrella over everything that I do as a Christian, and I'm waiting right now to really receive the word, to push me in the right direction so that I don't overcommit myself and suddenly get out there and do something that I might not enjoy doing. Charity will always be there. Public service will be there. Public relations will be there. There are a lot of things that I do part-time now, promotional work and whatever, that I can continue to do to sustain me. So I don't think I necessarily have to wear a specific hat to be a good citizen, to be a good man, and to be able to help people.
Anything he does, he'll do so well. Of course, yesterday we saw the final non-Philadelphia ceremony to honor Doc. It came in Landover and included the middleweight champion of the world, as you saw, Sugar Ray Leonard. Then when the game was going on and the Bullets and the Sixers were on the court, Doc continued his recent strong late-season comeback from that hand injury. Doc had 24 more points yesterday as the Sixers took on Washington Bullets and Moses Malone and did a little bit of a number on them. And those points enabled Doc to reach yet another milestone in his career. For 16 consecutive seasons, he's gone over 1,000 points as a player in the ABA and the NBA. And, of course, on Friday he reached the magic 30,000-point mark, only the third pro to do it. How about the other things in basketball? We remember this man for 11 straight All-Star games, 4 professional MVPs in the 2 leagues, and of course he was named to the all-time NBA team earlier this decade.